Welcome to the deep dive. We cut through the noise to get you what really matters.
That's right.
And today, we're diving deep into your 2025 P758 Maverick.
Yep, the everyday stuff.
Exactly. Whether it's brand new to you or maybe you've had it a while and just want to, get the most out of it, this is for you.
We're digging into the features you use all the time, the ones that make daily driving easier.
And the crucial maintenance, the things you need to do to keep it running smoothly, safely, day in, day out.
And our guide for this is the owner's manual itself, specifically excerpts from the 2025 P758 Maverick AmUscanUSA.pdf.
But we're not just reading it, are we?
No, not at all. We've pulled out the key bits, the actionable stuff you really need.
Think of it as your shortcut, getting you properly informed without, drowning in technical details.
Exactly. We want you to feel confident, understand the daily magic, and know how to look after it.
Right. So the focus is features for daily driving and the essential upkeep. You might find some surprising facts, definitely practical takeaways.
And hopefully, you'll feel genuinely savvy about your Maverick by the end.
Let's get into it.
Daily essentials getting in and getting going.
Okay, let's start right at the beginning. The simple act of getting into your Maverick and securing it. Seems basic, but there's some clever tech involved, isn't there? Seamless access, keys, remote controls, and keyless entry.
Absolutely. Even just the remote control. We all use it for locking and unlocking, obviously.
Yeah, click, click.
But it does a bit more. When you unlock, you get that one long flash of the turn signals. That's confirmation.
Okay.
And then there's a panic alarm. Press the button.
Hopefully you don't need it often.
Hopefully not. But press it sounds.
Yeah.
Press again or turn the ignition on, and it stops. Good safety feature. But remember, only works when the ignition's off.
Right. And finding the car.
Oh, yeah. The locate your vehicle function. Press the lock button twice within 3 seconds.
And the lights flash.
Turn signals flash. Helps you spot it in a massive parking lot. And don't forget that physical key blade tucked inside.
The backup plan.
Exactly. For emergencies or if power locks ever, fail on you. It's mechanical. Always works.
Good old-fashioned key. So what about maintenance for the remote itself? The battery.
Yes. Small thing, but super annoying when it dies.
Definitely.
The manual shows how to change at slightly different steps if you have a flip key versus the push-button start.
Pages 64 and 65, I think.
That's right. But it's designed to be a quick DIY job. Saves you getting stuck,
For sure. But if you need a new remote?
That's different. Programming new ones? That needs an authorized dealer. They have the right gear for that.
Okay, makes sense. Let's talk keyless entry then, the intelligent access. That feels pretty slick. No more digging for keys.
It really is convenient. The idea is you log and unlock without ever taking the key fob out of your pocket or purse.
So how does it actually work?
Your key just needs to be close, maybe within about 3 feet, a meter or so.
Yeah.
To unlock, you just touch the sensor on the back of the door handle.
Touch it.
Just briefly. Then pull the handle. Don't pull too fast. Give it that split second to register the key.
Okay. And locking.
You touch the sensor on the outer part of the handle. Hold for about a second.
Got it. Any pitfalls? Things to watch out for?
The main one is don't touch both the lock and unlock sensors at the same time. They can confuse the system.
Right. And does it always work? Or are there times it might hiccup?
There are limitations, yeah. Page 72 in the manual covers some. For instance, if the system detects a key inside the car when you try to lock it from the outside,
It won't lock.
it'll actually unlock all the doors again. It's a safety thing. Stops you locking your keys inside.
Clever.
So if that happens, or if it just doesn't respond for some reason, you always have the remote button or the physical key blade as backup.
Good to know the fallback. Okay, moving beyond the key itself. How do the doors and locks work from the inside?
Right. From outside, it's the remote, or key as we said. Inside, you've got the central locking button on the front doors.
One press unlocks all.
Yep, and one press locks all. But note that the central locking only works if the front doors are fully shut.
Okay. And the rear doors? I heard they're a bit different.
They are. To open a rear door from the inside, you need to pull the interior handle twice.
Twice?
Yeah. The first pull unlocks that specific door. The second pull actually opens it. It catches some people out initially.
Good tip for passengers. Now, I saw something called a mislock feature. What's that about?
Mislock. Yeah, page 69. It's basically a warning if you try to lock the car but something isn't properly closed, a door, the hood, the liftgate.
How does it warn you?
If you press lock on the remote once and something's ajar, the turn signals won't flash like they normally do. That's your first clue.
Subtle.
Then, if you press lock twice within 3 seconds and something's still open, the horn will chirp.
Okay, that's less subtle. A definite heads up.
Exactly. It tells you, hey, check your doors. The good thing is you can actually turn that horn chirp off if you want. It's in the Vehicle Settings menu on your screen. Go into Vehicle, then Locks. You can toggle Mislock on or off there.
Customization, nice.
And the manual also mentions autolock and autolock briefly. More convenience features that, lock or unlock doors automatically under certain conditions. B, powering up. Stopping and drive system basics.
All right, we're in, we're secure. Now let's fire it up. For push-button start models, what's the basic process?
Super simple. Foot fully on the brake pedal.
Always.
Always. Then just press the push-button ignition switch. You'll see a green ready light pop up in the instrument cluster when it's good to go.
And sometimes the engine doesn't start right away.
Right, that's the silent key start, especially noticeable in hybrids. The vehicle might be ready to drive on electric power, so the gasoline engine might stay off initially. Totally normal.
Good to know. Avoids confusion. Now, for colder climates, that engine block heater is a big deal, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. If your Maverick has one, it's a lifesaver in winter.
What does it actually do?
It warms the engine coolant. That means your heater starts blowing warm air much, much quicker when you start up.
Ah, nice. When's it most useful?
The manual says it's most effective below -18 Celsius, which is 0 Fahrenheit. Real cold snaps.
And using it, where's the plug?
You'll find the plug either under the hood, sometimes tucked near the front fog lamp bezel, or maybe in the front lower grille area. Just look for the little cord.
Then you plug it into?
A grounded 110-volt AC outlet, like a standard outdoor house socket.
How long do you leave it plugged in?
It hits its maximum temperature after about 3 hours. Leaving it longer doesn't really do anything extra.
Okay, now safety precautions. Electricity and cars. Seems important.
Extremely important. Page 143 lays out the engine block heater precautions. Big one. Use a proper outdoor extension cord, 16 gauge, UL or CSA certified.
Not just any old cord from the garage.
Definitely not. And here's a critical one. Never close the hood completely onto the cable.
Why is it?
It could damage the cord, cause a short, potentially a fire, big hazard. Prop the hood slightly, or just make sure the cord isn't pinched.
Right. And keep the connections clean and dry.
Absolutely. Water and electricity don't mix. And always, always unplug and stow the cord before you start driving.
Got it. So driving's done. How do we normally stop the engine, and what about emergencies?
Normal stop. Just press the push-button ignition switch again. Simple.
And if, God forbid, you need to stop the engine while you're still moving.
Okay, this is strictly for emergencies, and you need to know the procedure. You either press and hold the push-button ignition switch until the engine cuts out.
Hold it down.
Or you press it 3 times within 2 seconds. Fast presses.
Okay. Then what?
Immediately shift to neutral.
Yeah.
Apply the brakes firmly to stop the vehicle safely. Once stopped, shift park, P, and then apply the parking brake.
And the big warning here is?
Doing this while moving drastically reduces your braking power and steering assist. It'll take way more effort to steer and stop. Seriously, emergencies only.
Understood. Let's talk about auto start stop on the gasoline models. Lots of drivers notice this straight away. What's the deal?
Yeah, it's pretty noticeable. Auto start stop, page 155, is simply designed to switch the engine off when you're idling.
Like at a red light.
Exactly. Or sitting in traffic. The goal is to save fuel and cut down on CO2 emissions. It's a key part of modern engine efficiency.
But sometimes it restarts when I don't expect it to, like my foot's still on the brake.
That's a really common question.
Yeah.
The system is smarter than just on-off. It restarts the engine automatically under certain conditions.
Such as?
Well, if you crank up the heat, turn on the heated windshield, or hit max defrost. If the vehicle starts rolling downhill slightly, even in neutral, if the brake system needs more assistance,
Oh, okay.
or simply to maintain the cabin temperature you've set, or if the battery charge drops too low, it's always prioritizing safety and comfort alongside fuel saving.
That makes sense of the seemingly random restarts. Can you just switch it off permanently if you find it annoying?
Nope, you can't permanently disable it. The manual is clear it's a core part of the vehicle's design for fuel economy and emission standards.
And people worry about wear and tear from all the starting.
That's understandable, but Ford thought of that. The Maverick has an enhanced battery and a more robust starter motor specifically designed to handle all those extra starts. It's built for it.
Okay, that's reassuring. Lastly, for this section, the automatic transmission. Just the basics.
Sure. You've got your usuals, P for park, R for reverse, N for neutral, D for drive, and then likely an L, M, or S for low gear, manual mode, or sport mode, depending on your specific model.
Pretty standard. Any key warnings?
2 main ones the manual highlights. You'll get an audible chime if you try to get out of the car when it's not in park, a crucial safety reminder.
Definitely need that.
And if you ever find it won't shift out of park, some common culprits are a low 12-volt battery, maybe a blown fuse, or the car simply not detecting the key inside. Knowing those can help troubleshoot.
Comfort and convenience enhancing your ride.
Okay, we're in, we're running. Now let's make the inside of the Maverick comfortable and convenient for the drive, making it feel like yours. A seating and interior comfort. Starting with the front seats. Beyond just sliding it back and forth, what's important for safety?
The absolute #1 thing is the correct position. Page 118 emphasizes this. Sit upright, back against the seat back, centered in the cushion, feet able to reach the pedals comfortably.
Sounds obvious, but why is it so critical?
Because that position allows all the other safety systems, seatbelts, airbags to work exactly as designed. Slouching, leaning way back, putting feet up, all that seriously increases injury risk in a crash.
Right, and the head restraint.
Also vital. Page 119 covers adjusting it. You want the top of the restraint level at the top of your head and as close to the back of your head as comfortably possible.
To prevent whiplash.
Exactly. Minimizes neck injury. Pull it up to raise it, press the button on side to lower it. Simple adjustment, big safety impact.
Okay, now, heated seats, lovely feature in the cold. Any precautions?
Yes, and these are really important, especially for certain people. Page 123 lists heated seat precautions.
Like what?
It warns that people who might have reduced skin sensation, maybe due to advanced age, chronic illness like diabetes, certain medications, even just exhaustion or alcohol use, need to be extra careful.
Why?
Because the seats can actually cause burns, even on lower settings, if you sit on them for too long without realizing they're getting too hot.
Wow, okay. That's a serious warning.
It is. Also, a more practical one. Don't poke sharp things into the seat. You could damage the heating element.
Good advice. Moving to climate control. The automatic system, EATC. Basic operation.
Pretty intuitive. On-off, set your desired temperature. The recirculated air button is one to understand, though.
That's the one that stops outside air coming in.
Right. Good for quick cooldowns or if it's dusty or smelly outside. But the system is smart about it.
Hope so.
It might turn recirculation off automatically or stop you turning it on in certain modes unless you're on max AC. This is usually to prevent the windows from fogging up. And it might also cycle recirculation on and off by itself just to make the heating or cooling more efficient. So its behavior isn't always fixed.
Got it. Is there a specific maintenance tip for the AC system itself? Something easy we can do?
Yes, a really good one actually, often missed. Page 114 recommends switching the AC on and letting the car idle for at least 2 minutes once a month.
Why? Even in winter?
Yes, it circulates the refrigerant and the lubricant in the system, helps keep seals from drying out, keeps everything moving freely. It can really help extend the life of the AC components.
That's a great simple tip. What else for climate? Blower speed. Mirrors.
Blower speed is adjusted with the plus-minus buttons or sometimes a slider control. If you have heated exterior mirrors, they switch on automatically when you turn on the heated rear window.
Handy. Any mirror care tips?
Yeah, don't use ice scrapers on them and avoid harsh cleaners or fuel. Just gentle cleaning. And remember, the engine needs to be running or the vehicle ready to drive for the heated mirrors to work.
And general tips for best climate performance.
Keep the area under the front seats clear for airflow. Make sure the air intake vents at the base of the windshield are clear of snow, ice, or leaves. And in really hot weather, crack the windows for a minute when you first get in to help vent the hot air faster. B, visibility and lighting.
Okay, seeing and being seen. Absolutely crucial. Let's talk wipers and washers first. Key precautions.
Top of the list, page 80. Never run the wipers on a dry windshield.
Scratches the glass, right?
Exactly, and ruins the wiper blades fast. Always use the washer fluid first if the screen isn't wet.
Makes sense. What else?
Make sure the windshield is fully defrosted in winter before you turn the wipers on, and switch them off before you go into a car wash.
Ah, good point. Prevent damage. And using them is just the lever.
Yep, up or down for single wipe, intermittent speeds, normal speed, high speed, pretty standard.
Now, replacing the blades. That seems like a useful DIY skill. How do you do it safely?
It is useful. The manual, page 81, describes putting the wipers into a service position.
How do you do that?
You put the vehicle in accessory mode, switch the wipers on briefly, and then turn the vehicle off when the wipers are at their highest point on the windshield.
So they stay up.
Exactly. That way you can lift the arms away from the glass without them snapping back down. Then you press the little locking buttons on the blades, slide the old one off, put the new one on, carefully lower the arm,
Then what?
Then just cycle the wipers once to park them back at the bottom. The big warning is not to manually force the arms if they're frozen, and don't turn the ignition on while the blades are off.
Okay. And washers. Any tips there?
Use washer fluid that has antifreeze protection if you live somewhere it gets below freezing about 5 Celsius or 41 Fahrenheit. Prevents the lines freezing and ensures you can actually clean your windshield when you need to.
Good point. And don't run the reservoir dry.
Right, you could overheat the washer pump. If you get streaks or smears, first try cleaning the blades. If they're worn or damaged, replace them.
Moving on to exterior lights. The main dial, what are the key positions?
Page 85 shows the control. You've got off, parking lamps, just the small lights, auto lamps, and headlamps on.
Auto lamps is the default.
Yep. When you start the car, it defaults to auto lamps. The car then decides whether to turn the headlights on based on how dark it is outside. Super convenient.
Set and forget. How about high beams?
You push the stalk away from you to turn high beams on, push it again or pull it towards you to turn them off. For a quick flash, just pull it slightly towards you and release.
And they only stay on if the main headlights are on.
Correct. You can flash them anytime, but they'll only stay on continuously if the low beams are already active.
Now, the automatic high beam control, that sounds fancy. How does that work?
It is pretty clever, detailed on page 89. It uses that camera mounted behind the windshield.
The same one for other safety systems.
Often, yes. It watches for the headlights of oncoming cars, the taillights of cars ahead, and even bright streetlights.
And it dips the beams automatically.
Exactly. If it's dark enough, no traffic detected, and you're going fast enough over about 40 kilometers per hour or 25 miles per hour, it'll switch the high beams on for you.
And then off again when needed.
Yep. As soon as it sees other lights, or if you slow down below about 30 kilometers, or if it detects heavy rain or fog that affects the camera, it'll automatically switch back to low beams.
So it needs certain conditions to work.
Right. System needs to be on in the settings. Light switch set to auto lamps. Needs to be dark, no traffic, and sufficient speed.
Can you override it?
Sure. You can always switch high beams on or off manually with the stalk, or turn the auto high beam feature off entirely in the settings menu under vehicle, then lighting.
Good to have control. And interior lights.
Pretty simple. There's usually a button on the overhead console to turn all interior lights off. For individual front or rear map lights, you often just press the lens itself to toggle them on or off.
And they come on when you open the doors.
Usually, yes. That's the courtesy lamp function, also mentioned on page 92. Standard stuff, really. See device integration and charging.
All right, let's talk tech integration. Keeping our devices charged and connected. USB ports. Where are they and what do they do?
Your Maverick likely has several. Page 130 gives an idea. You'll usually find data transfer ports, ones you can use for playing music and charging maybe on the lower dash or inside the center console.
And charge-only ports.
Yeah, you might find extra ports that are just for charging. Could be up higher on the dash, in the media bin, maybe for rear passengers on the back of the center console, or even in the cargo area, depending on the trim level.
So check your specific vehicle, and they work when?
Data ports work for charging whenever the SYNC system is on. Charge-only ports generally work when the vehicle is in accessory mode or running. The manual also recommends using certified USB cables.
Good tip. Sometimes cheap cables cause issues.
Okay.
The 120-volt power outlet, like a household plug in your car. Very useful.
Extremely useful, but it comes with some really important safety warnings. Pages 132-133 cover the power outlet precautions.
What are the big ones?
First, don't leave things plugged in when you're not using them. The outlet is live when the vehicle is on. Second, and this is critical, do not use an extension cord. Do not plug in a power strip.
Why not?
Overloading risk. You could easily draw too much power, potentially causing a fire or damage. Stick to plugging one device directly into the outlet.
Okay. Is there a power limit?
Yes. It's rated up to 400 watts, but that's usually only when the vehicle is in park. The available power might be reduced when you're driving, and if you have multiple outlets, that 400 watts is shared between them.
Got it. 400 watts max, likely less when driving. Anything else?
It'll turn off if the ignition is off or if the main vehicle battery voltage gets too low. And definitely don't plug in anything that tries to send power back into the vehicle, like some types of chargers or inverters.
Right, only draw power out. Now, the wireless charger, ultimate convenience.
It really is. Just place your compatible phone on the charging pad, charging side down, usually in the center console area.
And it just charges.
Yep. Lights usually indicate it's charging, and it'll stop when your phone's battery is full. Works when the vehicle is in accessory mode, running, or the touchscreen is on.
Sounds simple. But I bet there are precautions here, too.
Oh, absolutely. Page 135. Wireless accessory charger precautions. A big one is potential interference with implanted medical devices.
Like pacemakers.
Exactly. The manual advises consulting a physician if you have one.
Okay. What about for everyone else?
This is crucial. Remove all metal objects before charging. Coins, keys, even phones with metal cases or attachments.
Why?
Metal objects can get very hot on the charging pad. Seriously hot. Risk of burns or damage. Clear the pad completely.
Wow. Okay. That's a huge safety tip. Anything else?
Avoid placing things with magnetic stripes, credit cards, hotel keys, or RFID chips near the pad, as they could get damaged. And sometimes thick phone cases or non-standard software can affect charging performance.
Infotainment and connectivity, staying connected and entertained.
Okay, let's look at the big screen in the middle, your command center, for so much stuff. The center display. The center display and basic interface.
Right, the nerve center. Page 428 gives an overview. You've got your home screen button, status bar up top, and the main screen area where you access settings, features, apps. It's your main interface with the car's tech.
Well, it's pretty intuitive, but sometimes, tech gets glitchy. Is there a quick fix if the screen freezes or acts weird?
Yes, thankfully. A good first troubleshooting step is rebooting it. Page 430 explains how.
How do you do that? Just turn the car off and on?
You can, but there's a faster way. Press and hold the Seek Forward button. That's the button for the audio and the audio system power button at the same time.
Hold both down. For how long?
Keep holding them for about 10 seconds. The screen should go blank and then restart. It's like rebooting your computer.
A soft reset. Good trick to know. Might save a trip to the dealer.
Exactly. Often clears up minor software bugs. B, voice interaction. Ford Assistant and Alexa built in.
Talking to your car. Ford Assistant, how do you get it to listen?
Two main ways. Page 431. You can use the wake word you've set up.
Like, okay, Ford.
Whatever you've chosen, yeah. Or you can press the voice command button on the steering wheel.
The little talking head icon?
Usually, yes.
Yeah.
Press that, wait for the tone, then give your command. It's designed to understand more natural language.
But what if it doesn't understand? Common problems.
Yeah, that happens. A few common troubleshooting tips from page 431. First, don't speak too soon after pressing the button. Wait for the little beep or prompt.
Okay, impatience is bad.
Can be. Second, if it's struggling with music track names, artist names, especially over Bluetooth.
It doesn't work well.
Bluetooth just doesn't support that level of detail for voice commands fully. Connecting your phone via USB often works much better for music control. And say names exactly as they're listed. Spell out abbreviations.
Like ESPN. Say ESTN.
Exactly. Same for contacts. Say the first and last name clearly, just as it is in your phone book. Special characters and names can also trip it up sometimes.
So be clear, be precise. Got it. What about Alexa built in? How's that different?
Alexa gives you access to a much broader range of skills, just like Alexa at home. You activate it by saying Alexa, or press the voice button, then say Alexa.
And what can it do in the car?
Page 433 lists a bunch. Play music or podcasts, make calls, get traffic updates, control smart home devices, check weather, news, even some vehicle controls like adjusting the temperature.
So it brings your home assistant into the car?
Pretty much. You sign into your Amazon account through the touchscreen to link it all up. See phone integration.
Okay, connecting your phone. Seems essential these days. How do you pair it via Bluetooth?
It's pretty straightforward. Page 435 walks you through it. First, make sure Bluetooth is turned on your phone.
Okay.
Then on the Maverick's touchscreen, go to the phone menu and select Add Phone.
And the car becomes discoverable.
Yep. Then, on your phone's Bluetooth menu, look for your vehicle's name, probably Ford Maverick or similar, and select it.
Then what?
A PIN number will pop up on both your phone screen and the car's screen. Just make sure they match and hit confirm or pair on both devices.
And that's it. Paired.
Usually, yes. It might ask if you want to download your contacts too, which is useful for voice dialing.
Okay. Paired up. Making and receiving calls.
Easy enough. Page 437 shows you can call from your downloaded contacts list, your recent calls, maybe a favorites list you set up, or just dial a number using the keypad on the screen.
And incoming calls.
You'll hear a ringtone, and the caller's info should pop up on the screen if it's in your contacts. You get accept reject buttons on the screen, or you can usually use the phone button on the steering wheel too.
Hands-free, nice. What about texts?
It can handle text messages too. Page 438 mentions it. It can often read incoming texts aloud. And there are usually options for privacy so passengers don't see them. Sending replies is usually limited to predefined messages while driving for safety.
Okay. And using mobile apps from your phone on the car screen.
Yes, SYNC has AppLink for that. Page 439-440 explains, you connect your phone via Bluetooth or USB, start the compatible app on your phone first, and then you should be able to select and control it from the touchscreen.
What kind of apps?
Music streaming, podcasts, navigation apps sometimes. But honestly, most people these days use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto for that integration.
Right, those are huge. How do you get them running?
Similar process. Connect your phone via USB or wirelessly if your Maverick supports it. Then just follow the prompts on the car screen and your phone to enable CarPlay or Android Auto.
And it mirrors your phone screen, sort of.
Exactly. It gives you a car-friendly version of your phone's interface for key apps like maps, music, messages, calls. Very popular for a reason. Just be aware that when CarPlay or Android Auto is active, some of the car's built-in SYNC features might be temporarily unavailable. D, audio and navigation.
All right, entertainment and directions. Audio system first. Tuning in a radio station. Old school, but still important.
Still is. Page 419 covers the ways you can manually turn the tuning knob, of course.
Find it yourself?
Or use Direct Tune. Tap a button, get a number pad, type in the frequency like 97.1.
Quick if you know the station.
Yep. You can also use the seek buttons, the arrows, and it'll just scan up or down and stop at the next strong station it finds.
Okay, and a station list.
Yes, usually available for FM. It shows a list of receivable stations, often by name, which is handy if you don't know the frequency.
What about fancier radio? Digital or satellite?
If your Maverick has it, you might get digital radio, also known as HD radio. Page 420 talks about this.
What's the benefit?
Clearer digital sound quality for AM and FM stations. Plus, sometimes stations broadcast extra multicast channels on the same frequency, like HD2, HD3. You'll see an HD logo on the screen if you're tuned to one. You can usually turn HD radio reception on or off in the settings.
Okay. And SiriusXM satellite radio.
Page 421 covers that.
Yeah.
If you have a subscription, you get hundreds of channels. First thing you might need is your radio ID number to activate it. You find that by tuning to channel 0.
Got it. Selecting channels is similar.
Yeah, manual tuning, direct tune by channel number, browsing categories. You can set alerts for favorite songs or artists too. But be aware of the limitations, page 422.
Like what?
Satellite radio needs a clear view of the sky. So hills, tall buildings, tunnels, even dense trees can block the signal temporarily. You might get dropouts.
Makes sense. Okay, navigation, if equipped, getting you where you need to go. Any neat map features?
You can usually change the map, view 2D, 3D, north up, heading up.
Yeah.
Find what works for you, page 442. Live traffic is a great feature too.
Shows congestion?
Yep, real-time traffic info overlaid on the map. Helps you avoid jams. You can toggle it on or off.
Setting a destination, how do you do that?
Several ways, pages 442, 443. You can type an address or a point of interest into the search bar using the on-screen keyboard.
Tenor.
You can also just press and hold on the map screen to drop a pin and navigate there. The system might even offer predictive destinations based on your driving habits or calendar entries.
Creepy, but useful.
Yeah. And you can browse points of interest, restaurants, gas stations, etc. Once you have a route, how do you manage the guidance? You can adjust the volume of the voice prompts. Just turn the main volume knob while a prompt is actually speaking.
Timing is key.
Yep. You can usually repeat the last instruction by tapping the turn indicator icon on the screen. And there's always a clear button on screen to cancel the route guidance if you change your mind.
Driver assistance and safety systems, peace of mind on the road.
Okay, let's shift gears to the systems designed to help you out while driving, making things easier and safer. Like having an extra set of eyes. A, parking and visibility aids.
Exactly. Starting with the parking aids, those sensors in the bumpers that beep at you.
Beep, beep, beep.
Right. But first, the parking aid precautions on page 208 are really important. Always use caution. These systems aren't perfect.
How so? What can they miss?
They might not detect objects with surfaces that absorb sound waves like soft snow or maybe really thin posts. Also, external things like heavy traffic noise, fluorescent lights, bad weather, even air brakes on trucks nearby can sometimes interfere or cause false alerts.
So trust your eyes and ears first.
Always. It's an aid. You can usually switch the system on or off via a button or the touchscreen.
And why might it not work sometimes? What are the limitations?
Well, obviously if it's switched off in the settings. Also, if the system detects you've hooked up a trailer, it usually automatically disables the rear parking aid.
Makes sense.
And crucially, if the sensors themselves are blocked by mud, snow, ice, even a badly placed bumper sticker, the system won't work correctly. You might see white distance indicators on the screen or a message saying it's unavailable.
So keep those sensors clean.
Absolutely. Part of basic upkeep.
Okay, rear view camera. Standard on most new cars now.
Yep. Gives you that video feed of what's behind you when you shift into reverse. Page 214 covers it.
And those lines on the screen, what do they mean?
Those are guidelines. Usually you get active lines that bend as you turn the steering wheel, showing your predicted path. There's often a center line to help you line up straight, and then fixed lines showing distance zones. Green is clear, yellow is getting close, red is very close.
Helpful for judging distance. What's this rear view camera delay?
That's a setting, page 215. If it's turned on, the camera image can stay on the screen for a few seconds after you shift out of reverse, say into drive.
Why would you want that?
Useful for quick parallel parking maneuvers where you're shifting back and forth. The image stays up until you start moving forward at a certain speed, maybe 8 km or 5 mph, or shift into park.
Got it. Now, the 360-degree camera, that's the really cool one, right?
It really is a game changer for parking, if your Maverick has it. Page 216 explains.
What exactly is it?
It uses multiple cameras, one in the front grille, one under each side mirror, and the rear one, to stitch together a virtual bird's-eye view of the area immediately surrounding your vehicle.
So you can see all around.
Exactly. Makes squeezing into tight spots much easier. The cameras are located, as I said, grille, mirrors, rear. It also has its own unique guidelines on screen, including a keep out zone, yellow dotted lines showing the path of the vehicle itself.
How do you turn it on?
Usually a button on the dash or near the gear selector. You can often choose different views too, just the front, just the rear, the bird's eye view, or a split screen showing both. It stays active at low speeds. B, cruise control and lane assistance.
Moving on to highway driving aids. Standard cruise control first. Pretty basic, right?
Yep, pages 219, 220. Set your speed, car maintains it, cancel with the brake or cancel button, resume with the resume button. Indicator light shows when it's active. Standard stuff.
But then there's adaptive cruise control, or ACC, with stop and go. Much more advanced.
Much more. Page 221 explains how it works. It uses radar, usually behind the grille, and often the windshield camera too.
To do what?
To not just maintain your set speed, but also maintain a set following distance from the vehicle ahead.
So it slows down and speeds up automatically.
Exactly. And the stop and go part means it can follow the car ahead all the way down to a complete stop in traffic and then automatically resume driving when the traffic moves again, though you might need to tap the gas or resume button after a longer stop.
That sounds amazing for traffic jams. But precautions must be huge here.
Paramount. Pages 221, 222 stress this. You are always responsible for controlling the vehicle. ACC is not a collision avoidance system. It won't see everything. It won't stop for stationary objects or pedestrians in all situations.
So, eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, still your job to drive.
Absolutely. And the manual specifically warns against using it if you're towing a trailer that has its own aftermarket electronic brake controller. Could mess things up.
Okay. How do you set the gap?
There are usually buttons on the steering wheel with little car icons and lines behind them. You toggle through maybe 3 or 4 different following distances.
And if the sensors get blocked, like in snow?
You'll get a sensor blocked message on the dash, page 233. Usually means the radar sensor is covered in snow, ice, mud, even heavy rain. Cleaning the sensor area often fixes it. If not, it might need dealer attention.
Right. Now, staying in your lane. Lane centering. What's that do?
Lane centering, page 227, uses the camera and radar, plus steering sensors, to provide continuous, gentle steering assistance to help keep your vehicle centered in its lane.
So it actively steers.
It applies small steering inputs, yes. It's designed to reduce driver fatigue on long highway stretches.
You still need to steer, right? Hands on the wheel.
Oh, absolutely. Page 228, precautions. Hands must be on the steering wheel at all times. It's an assistance system, not self-driving.
What are its limits?
It might struggle in sharp curves or at very high speeds. It needs to clearly see the lane markings. Bad weather, faded lines, construction zones can all affect it.
And what if it stops working? Or if you do take your hands off?
If conditions mean it has to cancel, maybe the lane lines disappear, you'll get an audible warning and a message. Now, if the system detects your hands are off the wheel for too long, it will warn you repeatedly if you ignore those warnings.
What happens?
As a last resort safety measure, page 230 says it will apply the brakes, turn on the hazard lights, and bring the vehicle to a controlled stop within its lane.
Wow. Serious backup.
But it relies on you keeping your hands on the wheel in the first place.
Okay. How does the lane keeping system differ from lane centering?
Good question. Lane centering tries to keep you actively in the middle of the lane. The lane keeping system, page 239, is more about preventing you from drifting out of the lane unintentionally.
So it intervenes more at the edges.
Exactly. It typically operates above a certain speed, maybe 64 kilometers or 40 mph. It needs to detect at least one lane marking or road edge.
Limitations.
Similar things affect it. High winds, bad roads, heavy loads, wrong tire pressures. It also needs to detect steering activity. If it doesn't, it'll warn you to put your hands on the wheel.
How do you turn it on or off?
Usually a button on the steering wheel or sometimes on the end of the turn signal stalk. Page 240 shows it. It usually remembers if you had it on or off last time you drove.
And different modes. Alert, aid.
Right, page 241. You can often choose how it intervenes. Alert mode just vibrates the steering wheel if you drift. Aid mode provides a gentle steering nudge back into the lane. Alert and aid does both. You pick your preference. C, collision avoidance and driver monitoring.
All right, the system's designed to actively help prevent or lessen the severity of a crash. Pre-collision assist. Sounds important.
It is very important. Page 261 breaks it down. It's really a suite of features.
Like what?
It includes forward collision warning, gives you audible and visual alerts if it detects a potential crash ahead. Then there's automatic emergency braking, or AEB.
That hits the brakes for you.
Yes. If you don't react to the warning and a collision is imminent, it can apply the brakes automatically to try and reduce the impact speed or maybe avoid the crash altogether at lower speeds. And some versions also have evasive steering assist.
What's that?
If AEB alone isn't enough, but there's space to steer around the obstacle, it can provide extra steering support to help you maneuver more quickly if you initiate the steering action.
Wow. Sophisticated stuff. But the warnings, I bet they're significant.
Extremely. Pages 257-258 hammer this home. You are always responsible. It provides limited braking. It cannot prevent all crashes. It doesn't work well during hard acceleration or sharp steering. Heavy loads or towing can affect it. It is not designed for you to test out.
Okay, crystal clear. It's a safety net, not a substitute for paying attention.
Yeah.
You can turn it off.
You can adjust settings and sensitivity, usually in the driver assistance menu. You can switch off the forward collision warning and evasive steering assist. But, crucially, automatic emergency braking typically turns itself back on every time you start the car. Page 260 confirms this.
So AEB is basically always active unless you manually disable it each drive. Where are the sensors for the system?
Same ones usually.
Yeah.
The camera behind the windshield and the radar sensor, often low in the front grille or fascia area. If they get blocked by snow, dirt, or even windshield damage in front of the camera, the system won't work and you'll likely get a warning message. Keep them clean.
Good advice. Okay, blind spot assist or BLIS, helping with that area you can't easily see.
Right, page 243. BLIS uses radar sensors, usually in the rear corners of the vehicle, to detect vehicles entering or approaching your blind spot.
And it gives you a warning light in the mirror.
Typically, yes. An amber light illuminates in the side mirror on the side where the vehicle is detected. Some versions, blind spot assist, might also provide a gentle steering nudge if you signal a lane change while a vehicle is detected there.
That's helpful. What about trailers? Does it work when towing?
This is a great feature on the Maverick trailer coverage, page 249. If you connect a compatible trailer and set it up correctly in the system, BLIS extends its detection zone rearward along the length of the trailer.
So it covers the trailer's blind spot too.
Exactly. Huge safety benefit when towing.
Any limitations?
Page 248 notes a few. It doesn't work in park or reverse. Vehicles passing very quickly might not be detected. And if you attach a trailer but your vehicle doesn't have the specific trailer coverage feature, the manual recommends turning BLIS off to avoid potential false alerts.
Okay. Next up, cross-traffic alert for backing out of parking spots, right?
Yep, page 253. When you're in reverse, it uses those same rear radar sensors to watch for traffic approaching from the sides behind you.
And it warns you.
Yes, with alerts on the screen, maybe beeps, and often an indication of which direction the traffic is coming from. What's more, if you keep reversing after it warns you, the system might automatically apply the brakes to help prevent a collision.
Rear automatic braking. Cool. Precautions.
Still not a replacement for looking. Page 253 warns, check mirrors, look over your shoulder. Also, big add-ons like bike racks or large trailer hitches can block the sensors. Damage to the rear bumper can also affect it.
And limitations. When might it not work?
Page 254 lists things like sensors block, cars parked right next to obscuring the view, traffic moving too slow, under 8 kilometers, or too fast, over 60 kilometers if you're backing up too fast, over 12 kilometers, or backing out of an angled spot. Also, it won't apply the brakes if you've turned traction control off. Keep those rear corners clean.
Got it. Speed sign recognition. Helpful reminder.
It is. Page 264. Uses the front camera, sometimes combined with map data, to read speed limit signs and display the current limit on your instrument cluster.
Does it always get it right?
Not always. Page 264, limitations. It might miss signs, misread signs, especially temporary ones in construction zones, get confused by signs on nearby roads or exit ramps, or struggle with faded or damaged signs. It's an aid, not gospel. Always obey the posted signs you see.
Right. And finally, driver alert.
Page 267. This system monitors your driving patterns, steering inputs, lane position over time, and if it detects signs consistent with drowsiness, it'll pop up a warning suggesting you take a break.
A little coffee cup icon usually.
Often, yeah. You can usually turn the system on or off in the settings, too. Page 268.
Vehicle handling and usage scenarios.
Okay, let's talk about how the Maverick drives and adapts. Drive mode control seems like a key feature here. A drive mode control.
It really is. Page 235 explains it. Selecting a drive mode essentially changes the vehicle's personality by adjusting multiple systems.
Like what gets adjusted?
Things like how sensitive the accelerator pedal is, when the transmission shifts gears, how the traction and stability control systems behave, sometimes even steering feel or AWD settings.
So it tailors the driving experience.
Exactly. Now, it usually resets back to the normal mode every time you turn the car off. But when you restart, it often gives you a quick prompt asking if you want to return to the last mode you were using.
Handy. How do you actually select a mode?
There are usually buttons on the steering wheel or sometimes a dial on the center console. You just cycle through the options.
What are some common modes we might use?
Okay, let's look at pages 235, 237. Eco mode is pretty common.
For saving fuel.
Yep. It makes the accelerator less responsive, encourages earlier upshifts, might make the adaptive cruise accelerate more gently, lets auto start-stop engage more often, and might even reduce AC output slightly. All about efficiency.
What about going off-road, if you have the right package?
Right. If you have the FX4 off-road or Tremor package, you get an off-road mode. This is for slippery stuff. Mud, sand, ruts.
How does it help?
It usually dials back accelerator sensitivity for smoother control, holds gears longer, allows a bit more wheel spin to clear mud or sand from the treads, and turns off auto start-stop. Importantly, it often defaults to locking the 4WD system.
And the big warning for that mode.
For off-road use only. Do not use it on dry pavement. It can cause binding of the drivetrain and potential damage.
Got it. What about tow haul mode?
Essential if you're pulling a trailer or carrying a heavy load. It changes the transmission strategy, holds gears longer when accelerating, downshifts earlier for engine braking when slowing down. Helps control the load better. It also usually inhibits auto start-stop.
Makes sense. Now, basic all-wheel drive AWD operation for the models that aren't the hardcore off-road ones, how does that work?
Page 177 explains, it's typically an automatic system. It constantly monitors conditions, wheel slip, throttle input, steering angle, and automatically sends power to the front or rear wheels as needed to maximize traction.
So you don't have to do anything. It just works.
Pretty much. It engages seamlessly when conditions demand it.
But there's a crucial precaution, isn't there, about AWD capability?
Yes, a very important one on page 178. AWD helps you go better in slippery conditions, but it does not help you stop any faster.
Braking distance is the same as a 2WD vehicle?
Essentially, yes. Don't let AWD give you a false sense of security when it comes to braking on snow or ice. Always drive at a speed that's safe for the conditions, allowing plenty of stopping distance. B, braking systems.
Couldn't be more important.
Yeah.
Brakes. Let's start with the basics, checking the brake fluid.
Absolutely critical. Page 180 tells you how. First, find the reservoir under the hood. The underhood overview on page 344 will show you where it is.
And then?
Make sure the vehicle's on level ground. Just look at the side of the reservoir. It's usually translucent plastic. The fluid level should be between the MIN and max marks printed on the side.
Okay. Precautions for handling brake fluid? Seems nasty.
It is. Pages 180, 181 list the critical brake fluid precautions. Number 1, use only the recommended fluid. For the Maverick, it's usually .4 low viscosity, LV, high-performance brake fluid, meeting specific Ford specs, WSS M6C65A2 or ISO 4925 Class 6.
Why so specific?
Using the wrong type or contaminated fluid, dirt, water, other fluids mixed in can seriously reduce braking performance and damage the system, potentially leading to brake failure. Always use fluid from a sealed container.
Sealed, okay. What else?
Avoid getting it on your skin or in your eyes. If you do, rinse immediately with lots of water and seek medical advice. Don't overfill past the max mark and don't let it drop below the MIN mark. Both can affect performance.
Got it. What about common brake questions, like driving through water or noises?
Page 183 covers these. If you drive through deep water or a car wash, your brakes might be wet and less effective initially. Gently apply the brakes a few times while driving slowly to help dry them out.
And noises. When should you worry?
Occasional squeaks or clicks can be normal, but if you hear a continuous metal-on-metal grinding sound or a persistent high-pitched squeal, that usually means your brake pads are worn out. Get them checked immediately.
What about vibration?
If you feel a continuous vibration or shudder through the steering wheel or brake pedal while braking, that could indicate warped rotors or another issue. Again, get it checked by a dealer.
Okay. Electric parking brake, EPB, replaces the old hand lever or foot pedal.
Right. Page 184. It's usually a little switch you pull up to apply the brake.
And a red light comes on?
Yep. Flashes while applying, then stays lit. It holds the vehicle using the rear brakes. A neat feature is you can often apply it even when the ignition is off.
Any warnings specific to the electric version?
Main one. It relies on battery power. If your 12V battery is dead, the EPB won't work. Also, if the warning light stays on after you've released the brake, that indicates a malfunction. Get it checked ASAP.
What if the battery's dead and you need to release the brake?
Good question. There's usually a manual release procedure detailed in the manual, page 184, for that specific scenario. Involves tools, might be tricky, but it's there for emergencies.
Good to know it exists. Finally, auto hold. What's that?
Auto hold, page 192, is a convenience feature. When it's switched on, usually via a button near the gear selector, it automatically holds the brakes for you once you've come to a complete stop.
So you can take your foot off the brake pedal at a light.
Exactly. Keeps the car stationary until you press the accelerator again. Great for stop-start traffic or waiting on hills.
Sounds handy, but is it the same as the parking brake?
No. And this is a critical warning on page 192. Auto hold is not a replacement for the parking brake. Always apply the parking brake when you leave the vehicle, even if auto hold was active. Don't rely on auto hold to keep the car parked.
Essential maintenance and troubleshooting.
All right, let's wrap up with the essential upkeep. The maintenance that keeps your Maverick happy and healthy long-term. A comprehensive scheduled maintenance.
This is really about protecting your investment and ensuring reliability. Page 453 asks, why maintain your vehicle? And gives good reasons.
Like avoiding expensive repairs.
That's a big one. Neglect leads to breakdowns. Regular maintenance also helps maintain resale or trade-in value, keeps ownership costs lower overall.
It's basically required for warranty, right?
Yes. The manual states it's your responsibility to get the scheduled maintenance done using the specified fluids and parts. If you don't and something fails as a result, Ford might deny warranty coverage for that repair.
So follow the schedule in the manual. How does the Intelligent Oil Life Monitor fit in?
That system, page 454, is designed to calculate your specific oil change interval based on how you drive. It might let you go up to a year or 16,000 kilometers, 10,000 miles, maybe even longer for hybrids.
So you just wait for the message.
Yes, but when the oil change required message appears, you need to act reasonably quickly. The manual says change it within 2 makes or 800 kilometers, 500 miles.
Okay. And after the oil change?
This is absolutely vital. You must reset the oil life monitor after every oil change. Page 347 explains how. If you forget, it won't know you've changed the oil and will keep counting down.
What if it resets itself accidentally or doesn't work?
Then you default back to a fixed schedule. The manual suggests a 6-month or 8,000 kilometers, 5,000-mile interval in that case, but never go longer than 1 year or 16,000 kilometers, 10,000 miles, regardless.
Good safety net. Does driving style affect oil life or consumption?
Yes. Hard driving, high speeds, heavy loads, towing, lots of stop and go can use more oil. The manual recommends checking the oil level at every refueling, especially when the engine is new or if you drive hard.
Every fill-up. Wow, okay. What's a multi-point inspection?
Page 456 describes it. It's a comprehensive checkup that dealers usually perform during service. They look at fluids, tires, brakes, suspension, exhaust, lights, wipers, a whole checklist of things. It's designed to catch potential problems early.
Proactive maintenance. And what are severe driving conditions? Does that mean more maintenance?
Yes, often. Page 457 defines severe conditions. Lots of short trips, under 5-10 miles, driving in extreme heat or cold, very dusty conditions, lots of idling, like delivery drivers or police, towing heavy loads frequently.
So city driving could be severe.
It often is. If you drive mostly under those conditions, the maintenance schedule might call for more frequent fluid changes or inspections for certain items. Check the severe service section of your maintenance schedule. B, essential fluids and filters.
Okay, the actual fluids and filters. Engine oil first. How do you physically check the level with the dipstick?
Page 345 has the details. Park on level ground. Wait at least 15 minutes after shutting the engine off for the oil to drain down into the pan.
Let it settle.
Right. Then pull the dipstick out, wipe it clean with a rag, push it all the way back in, wait a second, then pull it out again. Read the level on both sides. Use the lowest reading.
Where should the level be?
Between the MIN and max marks, or in the cross-hatched area on the dipstick.
And if you need to add oil...
Page 346. Unscrew the oil filler cap, usually has an oil can symbol. Add a small amount of the correct specification oil at a time. Wait a minute for it to drain down. Then recheck the level.
Don't overfill.
Crucially, no. Adding oil past the max mark can damage the engine. If you spill any, wipe it up immediately. And again, check your oil level regularly, especially if the engine is new or you drive in severe conditions.
Okay. Coolant, next. Big warnings here about mixing types.
Huge warnings, page 353. Use only the pre-diluted coolant specified in your manual. Never mix different colors or types of coolant.
Why that?
It can cause chemical reactions that damage the engine and cooling system components, clog passages, potentially very expensive damage, and could void your warranty.
Right. Stick to the spec. Other coolant warnings.
Don't fill past the max line on the reservoir. Don't use stop leak pellets or additives unless specifically approved by Ford. And never put coolant in the windshield washer reservoir. It's toxic and could impair vision if sprayed.
How do you add it safely?
If the engine is hot, wait for it to cool down first. Then, open the cap on the coolant reservoir slowly to let any pressure escape safely. Add the correct pre-diluted coolant up to the max line. Check the level again after a few drives. If you find you're adding coolant frequently, like more than a quart per month, get the system checked for leaks.
Engine air filter. Keeps the engine breathing clean.
Yep. Needs changing at regular intervals, check your schedule. Page 349, 352 stresses using the correct motorcraft filter.
Can you run the engine without it?
No, don't start the engine with the air filter housing open or the filter removed. Even tiny dust particles getting sucked in can cause serious engine damage.
Good warning. Transmission fluid.
The manual, page 451, usually says inspecting the automatic transmission fluid level is best left to your dealer. It's often a more involved check than engine oil. C, tires and wheels.
Tires. Your only connection to the road. Super critical.
Yep.
Let's talk TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system.
Right, page 399. TPMS monitors the air pressure in your tires and gives you a warning light on the dash if one or more is significantly underinflated.
How significant is underinflation?
It's the single biggest cause of tire failures, according to page 399. Can lead to cracking, tread separation, blowouts, loss of control. It also hurts fuel economy and causes uneven wear.
And tires can look okay even when low.
Absolutely. A tire can lose half its pressure and still not look obviously flat. That's why TPMS is so important. But it's a warning system, not a substitute for checking yourself.
So you still need to check pressures manually.
Yes, the manual insists check each tire's pressure at least monthly when the tires are cold, haven't been driven for a few hours, using a reliable gauge. Inflate them to the pressures listed on the sticker in your driver's side door jamb.
What if the TPMS light flashes, then stays on?
That usually indicates a malfunction in the TPMS system itself, not just low pressure. Could be a faulty sensor, or maybe you fitted an incompatible wheel or tire. Needs checking.
Okay. Tire rotation, why do it?
Helps the tires wear more evenly, page 397. Gives you better performance, longer tire life. Simple as that.
Is there a TPMS warning related to rotation?
Yes, a very important one. Also page 397. If your vehicle specifies different pressures for front and rear tires, check that door jamb sticker. After rotating the tires, you must perform the TPMS sensor relearn procedure.
Why?
Because the system needs to know which sensor is now in which wheel position. If you don't reset it, it might warn you about the wrong tire being low or not warn you at all. Check your manual for the reset procedure.
Critical step.
Oh!
Okay, dreaded flat tire. Changing it. Safety first, obviously.
Absolutely. Pages 403, 4044 lay out the precautions. Number 1, find a level, firm spot, well away from traffic. Never change a tire near moving cars.
Jacking points.
Use only the specified jacking points indicated in the manual, often marked by arrows or notches on the vehicle frame sill. Using the wrong spot can damage the car or cause the jack to slip.
What else before jacking?
Put the transmission in park, apply the parking brake firmly, lock the wheel diagonally opposite the flat tire with a chalk or block of wood to prevent rolling.
Then loosen the lug nuts slightly before jacking.
Yes, just half a turn or so while the wheel is still on the ground. Makes it easier to remove them once the wheel is lifted. Then jack it up, remove the nuts and wheel, put the spare on, put the nuts back on finger tight.
Lower it, then tighten.
Lower it carefully, then tighten the lug nuts fully in a star or crisscross pattern. Page 407 shows the order. This ensures the wheel seats evenly.
What about using the spare? especially if it's one of those smaller temporary ones.
Right, the dissimilar spare wheel and tire assembly information on page 404. If you have one, it's for temporary emergency use only. Get your regular tire repaired or replaced ASAP.
Restrictions when driving on it.
Yes. Usually a speed limit, like 113 kilometer or 70 mile per hour. Only use one at a time. Don't use snow chains on it. Avoid commercial car washes. Handling, braking, stability, even AWD capability can be significantly affected. Drive cautiously.
Good advice. And one last wheel point about cleaning.
Page 410 mentions this. Before putting any wheel back on, make sure the mounting surfaces on the wheel and on the vehicle hub are clean and free of corrosion or dirt. Good metal-to-metal contact is essential to keep the lug nuts tight and prevent the wheel from coming loose. D-battery and fuses.
Powering everything, the 12V battery. Is it really maintenance-free?
Largely, yes. Page 359 says it doesn't require checking fluid levels or adding water. But maintenance-free doesn't mean ignore completely.
What should you do?
Keep the top of the battery clean and dry. Make sure the cable connections are tight and free of corrosion. That's about it for regular checks.
What about replacing it? Any gotchas?
Pages 359, 361 detail the process disconnect negative first, then positive plus. Reverse for installation. Positive first, then negative. The big gotcha is that after disconnecting or replacing the battery, certain features must be reset.
Like what?
Things like the one-touch window operation, bounce back, clock settings, radio presets. You'll need to reset those manually. Also, the battery management system needs to be told you've put in a new battery, especially if it's a different type or capacity. Might need a dealer tool for that.
And don't disconnect it too soon after shutting off.
Right, the power hold function. The engine computer stays powered for a bit after you turn the car off to save data. Disconnecting the battery during this period could potentially cause issues. Wait a few minutes.
Okay. Fuses. Tiny plastic things, but crucial. Where are they?
Usually two main locations. The underhood fuse box, page 333, and the body control module fuse box, often inside the cabin, maybe under the dash or behind a kick panel, page 338.
How do you get to them?
Usually involves pulling off a cover or maybe releasing some latches or levers. The manual shows how for each location.
And how do you know which fuse is which?
The inside of the fuse box cover, or the manual itself, pages 334, 338, will have a diagram showing the fuse locations, their amperage ratings, and what circuits they protect, horn, radio, lights, power outlet, etc. Useful for troubleshooting if something simple stops working.
Definitely worth knowing where they are.
Yeah.
Last big one. Jump starting. Need to know skill.
Absolutely. But safety is paramount here. Pages 321, 322 list extensive jump starting precautions.
Key takeaways.
Batteries produce explosive hydrogen gas. NO sparks, flames, or smoking nearby. Protect your eyes. Ensure good ventilation. Keep kids away. Use proper jumper cables with good insulation. Keep cables away from moving engine parts and the fuel system.
And connecting them correctly is critical.
Absolutely non-negotiable. Connect positive plus to positive plus negatives to negative. Getting it wrong can cause battery explosion, serious injury, or vehicle damage. Only connect batteries of the same voltage, 12V to 12V. Don't let the vehicles touch.
Okay, walk us through the connection sequence for a non-hybrid.
Page 322, 323. Park the booster car close, but not touching. 1. Connect one end of the positive, red cable, to the positive plus terminal of the dead battery. 2. Connect the other end of the positive red cable to the positive plus terminal of the good booster battery. 3. Connect one end of the negative black cable to the negative terminal of the good booster battery. 4. Now the crucial last connection. Connect the other end of the negative black cable to a solid, unpainted metal part of the engine block or chassis on the dead vehicle away from the battery and fuel system. Or use a designated ground point if there is one.
Not directly to the dead battery's negative terminal.
Best practice is to make the final connection away from the battery to minimize the risk of sparks near any potential hydrogen gas.
Okay, cable's connected. Then what?
Start the engine of the booster vehicle, let it run for a few minutes, maybe rev it slightly, 2,000, 3,000 RPM.
Charge the dead battery a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then try to start the engine of the disabled vehicle.
If it starts.
Let both engines run for about 3 minutes before disconnecting the cables.
And disconnect in what order?
The exact reverse order of connection. Start by removing the negative cable from the engine block of the formerly dead car, then negative from the booster car, positive from the booster car, and finally positive from the formerly dead car.
Wow. Okay, that was a proper deep dive. We've covered so much ground on the 2025 Maverick's key features and essential care.
We really have. From just getting in the door, starting it up, using the tech, the safety systems.
And crucially, the maintenance side: fluids, tires, batteries, the things that keep it reliable.
Hopefully this gives you a much richer understanding, a real shortcut to knowing your vehicle better.
It's not just about knowing what button to press, is it? It's understanding why things work the way they do.
Exactly. That knowledge empowers you, makes you safer, more efficient, more confident behind the wheel. You become less of a passive driver and more of a knowledgeable partner with your vehicle.
A knowledgeable partner. I like that. So that brings us to our final thought for you, the listener.
Yeah, something to chew on.
How does truly knowing the why and how behind your Maverick's most fundamental features, the things you interact with every day and its essential maintenance needs, how does that change your relationship with it?
Does it shift from just being a tool to get you places to something more? Maybe a finely tuned extension of your daily life, something you understand and appreciate on a deeper level?
Think about that sense of control, maybe anticipating what it can do, appreciating the engineering. How does that deeper knowledge change the experience for you?
Something to ponder on your next drive.